Hey there, little listeners. Are you ready for a bedtime story?
Oh, this is going to be a good one.
So tonight we're going on a magical journey to a town called Blackheath,
Ooh, Blackheath.
where a very special clock tower stands.
A clock tower?
Now, this isn't just any old clock tower.
No.
It's rumored to have time-traveling powers.
Wow.
Just imagine being able to zip back to the time of dinosaurs.
Ooh,
You're
dinosaurs.
zoomed forward to a world with flying cars.
I would love a flying car.
And guess what? This clock tower is about to whisk two adventurous twins,
Twins.
Isaac and Jacob, on an amazing journey through time.
This is going to be good.
Now, these twins are known for their curiosity.
They like to explore.
They love to explore, and they're always up for an adventure.
Just like us.
One evening, just as the sun was setting, casting long shadows across Blackheath,
Ooh, I love sunsets.
Isaac and Jacob decided to finally see this mysterious clock tower for themselves.
About time.
Can you picture it? The sky ablaze with colors and a big old clock tower looming against the twilight sky.
Spooky.
I bet they were a little bit nervous, but mostly excited.
Yeah.
They grabbed their flashlights and a bag of snacks just in case they got hungry along the way.
Smart. Snacks are important, you know.
You know how important snacks are for big adventures?
Right.
And you know what's funny?
What?
When they got to the clock tower, the big Brad's doors were slightly open.
Oh.
It was almost as if the tower was saying, "Come on in, the adventure's about to begin."
Oh, wow.
So in they went, their hearts pounding with excitement.
I can just imagine.
Inside, they were greeted by rows and rows of clocks,
Yeah.
all ticking away, each telling a different time.
So many clocks.
Can you imagine all that ticking?
Oh, yeah.
Tick, 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 tick.
I must have been so loud.
It must have sounded like a giant clock concert,
Yeah.
and the air smelled like old wood and metal.
Huh? Interesting.
A bit like Grandpa's attic, but in a magical kind of way.
I love that smell.
Right in the middle of the room was a grand spiral staircase,
A spiral staircase.
winding its way up and up.
Whoa.
It looked like something out of a fairy tale.
I want to see it.
Isaac, always the thinker, had an idea.
Oh, here we go.
He whispered to Jacob, "What if each floor of this tower takes us to a different time?"
Now that's a great idea.
That's a brilliant thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like each step up the staircase is a step back in time, or maybe a jump forward.
I wonder where they'll go first.
Jacob, always the brave one, didn't need any more convincing.
Nope.
He was ready to go.
Me too.
Up they climbed their footsteps, echoing through the quiet tower,
Can you hear them?
until they reached the first floor.
The first floor.
And there on the wall, they saw a clock face glowing with an eerie light.
Ooh, spooky.
But this wasn't just any clock face.
What was it?
It read 12.00.
Midnight.
You know, it is a special time.
Yeah.
A time when all sorts of magical things can happen.
Like what?
Isaac and Jacob exchanged nervous glances.
They must have been so scared.
They knew this was it.
Here we go.
Holding their breath, they reached out and touched the glowing clock face.
What happened?
And whoosh, everything started to spin.
Whoa.
The clocks on the walls whirled around the floor beneath their feet seemed to vanish, and the air crackled with energy.
Wow.
When the spinning stopped, Isaac and Jacob found themselves in a completely different place.
Where were they?
Gone was the dusty old clock tower.
Huh.
Instead, they were standing in the middle of a village covered in snow.
Snow.
Can you imagine that?
Wow.
One minute they were in a clock tower, and the next minute they were surrounded by snowdrifts with fluffy snowflakes falling all around them.
That's amazing.
People were bundled up in thick coats and furry hats, their breath puffing out in little white clouds.
They must have been so cold.
There was a giant bonfire crackling in the village square,
Oh, that sounds nice and warm.
casting a warm glow on everyone's faces.
I bet they were happy to see that fire.
It must have felt like stepping into a winter wonderland.
Yeah.
I bet Isaac and Jacob couldn't believe their eyes.
I can't believe it either.
They were a little bit scared being in a strange place.
I would be too.
But then, a kind woman with rosy cheeks approached them,
Oh, that's nice.
offering them warm bread and a friendly smile.
Warm bread.
The woman explained that everyone was celebrating the winter solstice,
The winter
the
solstice.
shortest day of the year.
Oh, I see.
She told them it was a time for feasting, singing, and sharing stories around the bonfire.
That sounds like fun.
Isaac and Jacob, even though they were from a completely different time, felt welcomed and warmed by the villagers' kindness.
That's so sweet.
That's the wonderful thing about people, isn't it?
Yeah,
No matter what time period you're in, kindness always shines through.
you're right.
They spent the evening watching the villagers dance around the bonfire,
They can dance.
their laughter echoing through the snowy air.
That sounds beautiful.
They even learned a new song, which they promised to teach us when they got back.
Oh, can't wait to hear it.
It must have felt like a magical dream,
Yeah.
being transported to a different time, celebrating with friendly strangers around a crackling fire.
I wish I was there.
But all adventures, even time-traveling ones, have to come to an end, at least for a little while.
Oh, man.
As the flames of the bonfire started to die down, Isaac and Jacob knew it was time to return to the clock tower.
Okay.
I wonder what other amazing adventures await them on the other floors of that magical tower.
Yeah, I can't wait to find out. I bet they're gonna go on another adventure.
You bet they are. Holding hands tight, they touched the glowing clock face once more and wished they were back in the clock tower, safe and sound.
Safe and sound back in the clock tower.
But they weren't done exploring yet.
No way.
Remember, there were more floors to discover,
Oh, yeah.
each with its own magical clock face. Up they climbed to the second floor,
The second floor.
their legs a little tired from all that dancing in the snowy village.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
But their curiosity was stronger than their tiredness.
They're very curious, these twins.
And on the second floor, they found another glowing clock face.
Another one.
This one read 3.7, afternoon.
3 o'clock.
Afternoon.
Afternoon.
A time for sunshine and maybe a little snack break, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, I'm hungry.
Isaac and Jacob were definitely ready for a snack.
Uh-huh, me too.
They had a few cookies left in their bag,
Cookies.
and they munched on them while they gazed at the clock face,
What kind of cookies?
wondering where it would take them next. Remember how midnight felt kind of mysterious and magical?
Yeah, it was very spooky.
Well, 3 in the afternoon has a different feeling, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It feels bright and busy,
busy.
like a time for exciting things to happen.
Yeah.
With a giggle and a deep breath, they touched the clock face,
Here we go.
ready for their next adventure.
Ooh.
This time the spinning seemed even faster, and the colors swirling around them were brighter,
Brighter.
like a rainbow exploding in the sky.
Oh, wow.
And when the spinning stopped, Isaac and Jacob found themselves in a place that was as different from the snowy village as could be. They were in a bustling marketplace,
A marketplace.
filled with people and sights and smells like they had never experienced before.
Wow, that sounds busy.
Imagine a market with tents of every color,
All the colors.
stretching as far as the eye could see.
So big.
Merchants called out to passersby, showing off their wares, silks, spices, golden lamps, toys, and treats of all kinds.
Ooh, I love treats.
The air was filled with the sounds of laughter and bargaining music and chatter.
Sounds like a party.
It was a feast for the senses,
Wow.
a symphony of sights and sounds and smells.
I wish I could smell it.
Isaac and Jacob were mesmerized.
I bet.
They had never seen so many different things in one place.
That's amazing.
A kind merchant offered them sweet dates to try,
Dates are yummy.
and they watched in awe as a juggler tossed flaming torches high into the air.
Flaming torches. That's dangerous.
I bet they wish they could buy everything in sight.
Yeah, me too.
Shiny trinkets, colorful scarves, exotic fruits. It must have been hard to resist.
I know, right?
They wandered through the marketplace wide-eyed, soaking it all in.
Oh, then will.
They saw a snake charmer with a cobra swaying to his flute,
A snake.
and a storyteller weaving tales of faraway lands.
Ooh, I love stories.
Imagine the stories. They must have heard stories of brave heroes, mischievous genies, and flying carpets.
Wow.
Maybe some of those stories even ended up in their dreams later that night.
Maybe.
As much as they wanted to stay and explore the market forever,
No.
Isaac and Jacob knew that the sun was setting,
He's getting late.
and it was time to return to the clock tower.
Oh.
They had one more floor to explore,
Yeah.
and they couldn't wait to see what awaited them there.
Ooh. What will it be?
Do you think they'll travel to the future this time, little listeners?
The future.
Or maybe to another exciting place in the past?
Mmm.
Close your eyes for a moment and imagine where you would go if you had a time-traveling clock tower.
So many places to go.
We'll find out what happens to Isaac and Jacob in just a bit.
Yeah.
But first, why don't you ask a grown-up to tuck you in nice and tight?
Get cozy.
Get cozy under the covers and let your imagination run wild.
Use your imagination.
Because when it comes to adventures, whether they're in a story or in your dreams, there's no limit to where you can go.
That's right. Okay, little listeners, are we ready?
Isaac and Jacob are about to go on their last adventure in the clock tower,
They've climbed all the way to the top floor.
and they've found the last glowing clock face.
I wonder what this one will be.
This one reads 12 noon.
Noon.
It's the brightest part of the day.
Yeah.
When the sun shines its strongest and everything sparkles.
Ooh, shiny.
Isaac and Jacob take each other's hands.
They're ready.
Close their eyes tight.
Here we go.
And touch the clock face together.
Do you think it'll be scary?
And whoosh. This time the spinning feels different.
Different.
It's gentle and warm, like being rocked in a cradle.
Oh, that sounds nice.
When it finally stops, they open their eyes to a scene that takes their breath away.
Wow. What is it?
They're standing on a lush green hill, overlooking a beautiful kingdom.
A kingdom.
Can you imagine that?
Wow.
Rolling hills, sparkling rivers,
It's so pretty.
and a magnificent castle in the distance,
a castle.
with flags waving from its towers.
I want to live in a castle.
And right below them,
What's happening?
something amazing is happening.
Tell me. Tell me.
It's a knights tournament, with knights in shining armor,
Knights!
riding horses and competing in all sorts of exciting contests.
I love knights.
There are knights jousting with lances,
Jousting.
trying to knock each other off their horses.
That sounds dangerous.
There are archers aiming their arrows at targets,
Archery is cool.
and everyone is cheering and clapping.
It sounds like a party.
It's like stepping into a storybook.
I wish I was there.
Isaac and Jacob can't believe their luck.
I can't believe it either.
They have always loved stories about knights and castles.
Me too.
And now they're right in the middle of the action.
That's amazing.
And guess what?
What?
A young prince who's watching the tournament from a special platform spots Isaac and Jacob
Prince?
and invites them to join him.
Wow.
Imagine that, sitting with a real prince,
You love.
watching brave knights compete for glory.
So cool.
The prince even shares his favorite stories of adventure with the twins.
I bet they're good stories.
But as the sun starts to set, casting long shadows across the kingdom,
Oh no, it's getting late.
Isaac and Jacob know it's time to say goodbye to the prince and return to their own time.
Oh.
With a twinge of sadness,
So sad
they
too.
touch the glowing clock face one last time.
Bye-bye, clock tower.
And whoosh, they're back in the clock tower.
Back home.
The brass doors swing shut behind them,
Oh.
as if whispering, until next time, adventurers. Tired but happy,
Aww.
Isaac and Jacob make their way back home, their heads and hearts full of incredible memories.
I bet they'll never forget their adventures.
They snuggle into their beds,
For bed.
and as they drift off to sleep, they wonder if the clock tower will ever let them travel through time again.
I wonder too.
And you know what, little listeners? I bet it will, because the most important thing about adventures, whether they're in a clock tower or in your own imagination, is that they never really end.
That's right.
So the next time you see a clock, remember Isaac and Jacob and their amazing journey.
They went on so many adventures.
And maybe, just maybe, if you close your eyes tight and wish really hard,
Make a wish.
you'll have a time-traveling adventure of your own.
Sweet dreams, everyone.
Sweet dreams.